Hello and welcome, friends. I hope everyone is ready to fight.
I am ready to fight God and nature. Because,
Because of the storm.
first of all, it is like way too hot. Like it is
Oh,
rude outside.
absolutely. It's terrible.
Um, it sucks. I had to run some errands today. I didn't want to, and I got cooked, and I hated it. Um, but yeah, we've had. I don't know if you have storms where you are, but like we had crazy storms last night, and now one's happening again.
Yeah, it was raining here a little while ago. I think it stopped now, but we did have a storm the other day, and yeah, it's also hot as balls here.
Yeah, my power went out last night, which I imagine they were thinking like it's the middle of the night, it's not like a big deal or whatever, and it's like no, it is too hot to not have air conditioning or fans in the
Mm-hmm.
middle of the night. You cannot sleep with that. And yes, the power went out at 2 a.m. and I had not gone to sleep yet.
Fair enough.
So I was still awake. And so then trying to fall asleep without the power, just not happening. By the way, I'm glad I'm always so prepared for power outages, though. I keep like LED lanterns. Like I have one in my bedroom closet.
Smart.
So I just knew exactly where to go and grab it. So
I love that
that
for
was
you.
nice. But yeah,
We
my power
are,
has flickered a few times. So who
well,
knows? Hopefully it'll hold out.
if we go down, you'll know why. Um,
Yep. If I suddenly disappeared, that's the reason.
have you been up to anything other than cooking while running errands and surviving the storms?
Oh, lots of things, but they might all be more like worsening category.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't really know if I've been up to anything all that noteworthy. I mean,
That isn't worsening.
yeah, essentially. But I've got some fun questions for the evening. So let's get into it. Here is the first one. Do I do this? Do I do the banner first, or do I do the sound effect first?
I feel like putting the banner up as you're saying it makes sense.
Okay.
And then do the
So
sound.
this is something that I found on Reddit, and there are going to be there's more to it than just what's on this banner here, but you can choose one object. Every time someone anywhere in the world touches it, you get $1,000. What object do you choose? Now, I'm going to pull up the Reddit post on my phone real quick because there are some details to be read.
Yes. I read the details, and it does. I think there's like 3 edits where they were like responding to frequently asked questions.
Yeah.
Which I almost feel like you don't want to read at least the 3rd edit because it kind of answers the question. And actually, it was the thing that I was going to say before I read that edit.
So this is from r/hypothetical situation. The user has been deleted, so I don't know who posted this. But here's how it works. You may choose any single object or material. Every time any person anywhere in the world touches that item with their skin, you instantly receive $1,000 added to your bank account. You do not get money for touching it yourself. You cannot tell or influence someone to touch it on purpose. It must happen naturally. Important rules. Specificity matters. The more specific your choice is, the more specific the object must be to count. Example, if you choose, quote, a concrete cinder block, it only counts if the block is made purely of concrete. If you choose oxygen, it only counts when someone touches pure oxygen, not oxygen mixed with other gases. You cannot choose vague categories like, quote, the air or themselves. Skin contact is required. The person must touch the item directly with their skin. Direct contact only. Nothing can be between the skin and the item. However, surface coatings, like paint, don't prevent it from counting. Example, touching a painted brick still counts as touching the brick. It must be the item itself, not the container. Example, if you choose paint, someone must touch the paint itself, not just the paint can. It cannot be anything that is attached to them. No body parts or anything like that. What object or material do you choose to maximize your earnings?
To me, the obvious answer is clothing.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
But see, here's the thing. Like it's phrased as each time a thing is touched. So like when you put on like a shirt, it touches you, but then it doesn't leave your body and reconnect to it. Right? So doesn't that just count even if you're wearing clothes all the time? It only counts each time you put those things on.
I would say so. Or I mean, that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, and it's not going to be like, oh, well, this part of my sleeve wasn't touching my arm, and now it is, and so that counts. Like, it's a little.
Yeah.
But to me, yeah, it would be just when you put the clothing on, which that seems like it would get you a lot of money because pretty much everybody wears clothing all the time.
This is true.
Right? I mean, obviously, exceptions for various peoples in the world, and when you're showering, and people who sleep in the nude or whatever. But most of the time, most people are wearing clothes. But we only come in contact with those things like, you know, a couple times a day, 3 times, whatever you change, right? Part of me wants to say like a cat or a dog.
That's a good one. Lots of those, and they get touched many times a day.
Yeah. Do you know how many times I've touched my cats today? No clue. Right? Like I pet them every time I walk near them or they come near me. And not just like once, but like, you know, repeated pets and scratches and all that. And so I feel like even though everybody wears clothing, they might only touch that clothing a couple of times a day, you know, according to those rules. But for pets, not everybody has them, but for those that do, it's going to be a high touch like level.
Yeah. See, I thought my answer was pretty good, but you're honestly putting me to shame here. There is a statue in part of the Moscow metro that's of like a soldier and a dog, and it's considered good luck to touch the dog statue, and like all the patina is like rubbed away on its nose from so many people petting it over the years. And I was like, that's great because people do it all the time. Like it's kind of a like tourist attraction, so it'll get a lot of attention. But yeah, honestly, yours is better.
Well, yeah, I mean, because I imagine that does get touched a lot of times a day, but there's only one of them.
This is true. Actually,
I think that's the trick.
Where that is.
Because, man, I'm trying to ballpark, like I'm petting my cat right now. Like, even ballpark a guess as to the number of times a day I touched my cats. I don't even think I can put a ballpark number on that.
Moscow Metro dog.
And then for every person who has pets or is around pets. And I was a little unclear about the level of specificity because, like, does it have to be a cat or a dog, or can I just say pets? Because then that would encompass all pets, including, you know, snakes, for example.
Yeah.
Because my thinking was these are things that are incentivized, like, kind of like intrinsically motivate you to touch them. Everybody loves petting creatures.
Yeah, it's literally known as the Lucky Dog at Ploshad Revolutsy Station. I love that. That's delightful. Yeah, honestly, the pets one is genius.
Yeah, I mean that's just the route you got to go, right? Because I'm thinking, what's something that people are drawn to touch and that there is a lot of?
What about handrails?
Yeah, maybe.
A lot of those in the world.
Out of a necessity, but like, I mean, that's true, but how often do you touch one versus how often do you touch a cat?
Point taken.
I actually intentionally try to avoid touching them, and especially in public, because germs.
Fair enough. But those like subway poles that you grab?
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like that's not a bad answer.
Anything that you're forced to hold on to rather than you choose to hold on to. Steering wheels?
Steering wheels. That's a good one.
I don't know how many different times I touched my steering wheel just today running errands in and out of the car.
Because like you're constantly repositioning your hands on it, and I feel like that like each one counts as an individual touch.
Oh yeah, because like you have both hands on the wheel, but then you're like, oh, I have an itch, and then put it back on the wheel. You know, oh, let me adjust the volume over here and put it back on the wheel.
Ooh, this is a good one. Kyle says, I might go with a baseball.
I can't remember the last time I saw a baseball in person.
Oh my god, there's a woman who works in the cubicle next to mine, and I have never not seen her in a Yankees, in like some form of Yankees, like accoutrement. Like, she has a hair bow that's patterned with baseball stitches. She had like the cardigan that she like keeps on like there's like a little coat hook in each of the cubicles because the office is fucking freezing, so everyone brings like sweatshirts. She has like an official branded Yankees cardigan. She has a claw clip that has the Yankees logo on it. Like, I'm genuinely so impressed that she has so many different, like, she has as many Yankees shirts I've seen thus far as I have Ghost shirts.
I was gonna say, how is this like at all impressive or surprising to you? Because that's like you and Ghost.
I don't know. I guess maybe this is conceited of me, but I find my Ghost collection a little bit impressive. So whenever I see other people who have clearly dedicated a lot of time and effort and money to the collection of their choice, I find it rather impressive. I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's
what she was doing.
No.
She's probably gonna go back over there. No. Well, you can see in the video afterward. I'm sure people noticed it. I have my last podcast on the left poster leaning there.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, because right before we started, I had to move a whole bunch of stuff out of frame because I've been like doing some major overhaul and reorganization stuff in here. I got an actual 3D printer stand, but I'll talk about that later.
Yay!
But I had to take some stuff off the walls, as I'm moving things around and stuff. So I just kind of leaned a few things over. There she goes again.
Aw.
Oh, only did it a couple times. She was doing it for like 2 straight minutes. But anytime there is a framed picture of any kind, like that's leaning like that, she has to paw at it like that. And I don't know why.
Aww,
and she will do it for
baby.
like 5-10 minutes at a time.
Love it.
At first, I thought it was just my over the garden wall, one of my over the garden wall prints that she liked to do that too. But apparently,
it's all of them.
It's anything. Yeah. Yeah. So.
What about a keyboard? Because like I feel like that's a lot of individual touching. Like for me at work, at least, like my because my hand will be on the mouse. I'll click something, and then I'll have to type something in, and then I'll have to click something else. So that's a lot of like touch another object, touch a computer mouse. Also a good one.
I wonder why. When you said keyboard, my first thought was like the musical instrument.
Fascinating. I wonder that as well.
What about just buttons in general?
Hold on. I want to look at some of these edits to make sure we're like covering all of our bases here.
I mean, that's a specific thing. It's not any less specific than a brick.
This is true. Oh, show me my tabs, please. Oh yeah. Okay. Completely lost my train of thought. Sorry. What did you just say?
Buttons.
Buttons. Yes. I feel like that's a pretty good one as well. Although I think you could kind of get like, no, I guess not. I'm trying to think if there's anything that like dubiously counts as a button, but like not really.
No. Anything that you have to press down and it creates an effect, thing happens.
Okay.
Because even like the buttons on a mouse would count. Those are buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Remotes, video game controllers. It's one of those things you don't think about how many buttons you push on a daily basis, but like
there's a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Like if you have buttons on your car, like,
Yeah, I have the little
control and
clicky thing on the handle that unlocks my car door.
yeah, my car doesn't believe in buttons. The newer cars, they're like, we don't do buttons anymore. It's just like touch things.
I'm noticing that.
Stupid. But I have like buttons on my steering wheel and stuff where I'm like playing with the volume and skipping tracks and stuff like that. So,
Hmm.
so definitely a lot of buttons in a car. Yeah.
Do you
They're
think the letters on the keyboard count as individual buttons?
I don't know. To me, I think buttons and keys are different things
Okay.
because they're structurally different.
Hmm. Okay, do we want to talk about some of these edits that the person has made to their post?
Sure.
So, the first edit they have is, since there seemed to be some confusion, the item you choose doesn't have to be a specific one of that item. For example, if you choose brick, then you get money whenever someone touches any brick, not just a specific one. The only time it would only be a specific brick is if you specify a certain brick.
Yeah, which makes me think like if you wanted to do that statue, you could just say statues in general, and that's gonna increase your number.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Because
know
that would
that they
include
like
all the-
freaking electrified the statue of Molly Malone in like Dublin or wherever because people wouldn't stop touching his boobs?
I did not know that.
I'm pretty sure that's true. Hold on. I'm going to fact check that right now.
Is my microphone picking up the sound of her clicking on the?
I can't hear it.
Well, she had stopped by the time I asked that. Will you quit picking on the
Molly
boys?
Malone statue. Sculpture in Dublin, Ireland. Okay. Electrified. Aw. Dublin City Council's decision to fit the iconic Molly Malone statue with an electric current was an April Fool's Day joke. Damn it.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no way that's a thing because they're not gonna risk like injuring people like
That's fair.
that. It's just a. If anything, they're just gonna erect like an acrylic dome around it or something. They're not
Yeah.
gonna like hurt people.
Okay. Second edit, which the fact that people asked about this seems pedantic.
Mhm.
Since there also seemed to be some confusion about this too, your earnings do not affect the economy. Only
Yeah.
you can spend the money, and anyone you buy something from with said money instantly forgets all about
This
getting
is really
said
in the
money,
weeds.
and the spent money ceases to exist anymore. Spend $1 million on a car, the dealership never knows about the sale, and the $1 million stops existing the moment you make the purchase.
Yeah, that level of, like I know I ask a lot of questions, but my questions are relevant to answering the question.
Yeah, that is a little much.
Like this has nothing to do with answering the question of what object. It's
Mhm.
oh, but is it ethical to even choose an object in the first place? It's like that's not the point. That's not the question. Why would people even think about that?
And
Who cares
then
where
their
the money's coming from. It's not the point.
their final edit is something that you have already brought up. Just
Mhm.
choose clothes. Literally everybody wears them, so that's already like 8 trillion a second. Plus, it counts for each item of clothing someone is wearing. So multiply that by 3 at least for shirts, pants, and underwear, and that's 24 trillion every second. So you'll be loaded.
Although the way that's phrased, every second, I guess it implies that you don't have to like lose and like stop contact and restart it.
Yeah, I guess it does.
I hadn't really paid attention to the math when I read it before,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I don't think that should be the case. I think it should.
I don't
be
think
you
that
have
should be
to
the
stop
case either,
contact and
because-
restart it.
Yeah, stop contact and restart it. And even then, you're going to be making bank.
Yeah, because then it I think it takes the fun out of it. If it's just like,
Mhm.
well, everyone's wearing clothing most of the time, it's like,
Yeah.
that's no fun.
Mhm.
So I think
All right.
it makes sense. It has to stop and restart.
Do we have anything more to say about this?
No, I was just scanning through to see if anybody had. Ooh, this is a good one.
Do tell.
Tutorp is the person. A mobile phone touchscreen.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Honestly,
I touched
touchscreens
mine
in
several
general,
dozen times.
because
Yeah.
like you use like those freaking like kiosks at like
Yeah.
fast food restaurants are all touch screens now. Like
Mhm.
there's so many or like there's so many businesses where like the cash register has like either has or has been replaced by like a touch, like something where you like
Yeah.
tap your
Yeah,
card
like
and then touch the screen.
the square ones.
Mm-hmm.
Not the shape, but the company square.
Yeah. No, so that's a really
Yeah.
good one, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they pointed out I touched mine several dozen times while writing this comment. Because every
Mhm.
time you type a letter.
Yeah, that's a separate
Right.
one.
So that is a very smart one.
Forks.
Yeah, there are a lot of people. Oh yes, I just came to that one. A lot of people who are very concerned about the economy. Like that's not the point.
Ooh, here's some other like landmark ones, like the one that I came up with. That stone in Mecca that people make the pilgrimage to touch.
Yeah.
The Blarney Stone.
But I still think those are not going to be even close to like a touchscreen.
Yeah. Shout out to the person who said your mom.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. General objects. Door handle. So like, yeah, any sort of door handle would be good, or like if you want to get really specific, like car door handle.
Yeah. Mm.
Toothbrush.
Mm-hmm. I'm in
Pen.
the same spot you are.
Toilet paper.
Water.
Water's a good one.
Because you shower, you drink water, you brush your teeth with water.
Mm-hmm.
You go swimming.
So many choices to try and maximize your earnings with this hypothetical. But I think that just about covers it all for the evening.
Yeah, I think we got some good ones.
All right, up next, we've got... So next one I have, you receive $25 million and you have 30 minutes to spend it. You cannot buy a car, house, yacht, plane, or stocks. What are you buying?
I gotta be honest, I'm not a huge fan of this question.
That's fair.
In the sense that, first of all, they eliminate every possible big ticket item and there's no way, right? Like, you're going to be able to spend a big chunk of this when you take away all those options. But also, you can just like buy gold.
Yeah.
And then spend it, cash it in and spend it at your leisure.
Mm-hmm. So that's like the loophole answer, is any sort of like precious metal.
Yeah, right? Like just basically buying anything that retains its value decently.
Mm-hmm.
Because then the time limit is essentially meaningless because you can then go and sell that thing. But even if you didn't want to go that route, and if you were trying to genuinely think of ways to spend things, if they take away all the big ticket items, like how are you supposed to spend that much in that short a period of time?
Yeah, point taken.
Right? Like you could maybe get a pretty good chunk of it by like maybe planning a really fancy trip, but 30 minutes is not a lot of time to really do that.
This is true.
Like if you wanted to plan like an around the world kind of trip, like you need half an hour.
Yeah.
It says car, house, yacht, plane, or stocks. So house. Can I buy an island? I'd buy an island.
Bucket, sure.
Yeah. Doesn't have a house on it. I have to build one maybe, but or maybe it has. I think that counts. Because I'm not buying the house specifically. If I buy an island and the house happens to be on it.
Yeah, what if I purchase land and there is a dwelling there?
I wonder if in that case, I mean, like when you buy the thing, it's going to actually have probably the house as part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Versus an island where it's like, well, you're buying the whole damn, like...
Yeah.
So whatever is on it, I think, is less important than if you're just buying a plot of land, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because other than that, I can't think of anything that would spend that amount of money in that short a period of time.
One thing you could buy, sick ass motorhome, road trip, baby.
Well, yeah, but you're not spending 25 million on that.
This is true. I'm looking around my room for inspiration.
Here's the thing: anything that costs that amount of money is so outside of like my realm of experience. I don't know what those things cost. Like, for example, I'm not going to be able to buy like any sort of spacecraft. Probably that's like billions, so that's not gonna.
Most likely. Oh, you know what I'd do? I'd get myself a really, like, I would trick out this setup that I have right now. Like, crazy, like, curved monitors, as many as I wanted, the fanciest gaming chair that money can buy.
Mm-hmm.
Upgrade my microphone, upgrade my camera, all that fun stuff. So the podcast would be getting an upgrade if I had 25 million and 30 minutes to spend it. I can tell you that much.
I think part of the problem with the time limit too is certain things require negotiation. Because I can't buy an island in 30 minutes. It'll take me longer than that to get somebody on the phone.
This is true. All right, let's expand this then. You get 25 million and you have a week to spend it.
Okay, that makes it a little easier because then you could plan a really sick ass like long-term trip.
Mm-hmm. Which is definitely something I would be doing.
Oh hell yeah! I'd just be like, because 25 million, you could basically do that for like a couple years or something. Just
oh yeah, first class.
Yeah,
first class tickets to Japan. Spend like a month there. Be awesome.
Yeah, no, I'd just be like, definitely like first class plane tickets, maybe even private jet.
That's technically not buying a plane.
No, you're just renting it essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could stay in like the fanciest hotels and get to see all the things and buy all the stuff you want and stay each place as long as you want. And then it's like, well, I've had enough of Tokyo. Let's go see what's going on like over in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, no, that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, although I guess you would have to plan that whole thing in a week rather than like making it up as you go.
But still, that'd be awesome.
I think that'd be a great way to spend the money.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else though.
I was thinking like, could I buy an amusement park? That could be fun.
That could be pretty fun. And there, you got a source of money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty good. What else would be like a good investment besides like stocks?
Yeah, which you're not allowed to buy under this. Yeah, some sort of like gift that keeps on giving situation. I mean, I think there are lots of kinds of businesses you could potentially buy or start.
Yeah, okay. What business would I start? See, any business that I would start, like any business that I would actually like derive like pleasure from running is unfortunately not a thing that is going to be like raking in the bucks hand over fist. Like if I were to own like a shop of some sort, I would want it to be like a bookstore or like a card shop or like a little like used movie store type shit. And that's not really.
You're thinking too small for 25 million.
Yeah. That's my thing though. Like I wouldn't want to be the type of person who owns anything bigger.
You do like a sick ass combination where it's like it's a tea/coffee shop, but then you also have like books and nerdy things and like.
Yeah, I guess I could essentially like I could have like
a destination.
Okay, see when you put it like that, because I was like, I guess a bookstore, for example, isn't all that profitable. But then I think of a place like the Strand in New York City, where like they're probably not doing too bad. So like if perhaps I would have like Like I would get like a fancy multi-store or multi-story type shop where it can be like a cafe that's also a bookstore that has this.
Yeah. Yeah. Because even like, places like Barnes and Nobles figured that out and they sell all the like nerdy type stuff that has nothing to do with books.
Mm-hmm. I could buy a couple movie theaters. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah. Play around with different models of like, because like recliners, those are important. Those are good. A lot of more places are doing like booze and stuff like that. But I feel like you could really play around with concepts.
Oh, 100%. Have I ever taken you to the Spectrum in Albany?
I don't know. Is that independent theater?
It is an independent theater, but it's not the one where we saw Skinamarink.
No, we saw what did we see? Weapons.
That was the Spectrum.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
so
like,
that's like
I forgot about the other one.
but like that's the one that has like the whole like fancy snack selection. Like they have like cake and pastries and all that fun stuff. So you definitely can, like, I would like to, were I to own some movie theaters, that's a vibe I kind of aspire to, like making your night at the movies a little fancier.
Yeah. I think like I do like that movie theaters have played around a bit more over the last several years, mostly out of desperation because people don't go as much as they used to.
Which sucks.
I mean, it does.
A bug just landed on my computer. Ugh. Gross.
But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I could go and spend a bunch of money and have to go out of my home and do all these things, or I could just lay here and just turn on something on Netflix, right? Like, so I get it. You got to really incentivize it for people. Which is why definitely the booze is a good angle to go toward. But I think
I would agree.
You kind of have to imagine beyond just the traditional,
or like those restaurant type movie theaters where you can like actually like order an entree.
Yeah, I can't remember if I brought this up before, but and I can't think of what it's called, because I know it's a chain. There's a bunch of them around the country. But there was a movie theater when I lived in Columbus that they were just like, each theater had essentially just like long tables, in tiered seating. And then each person's chair was essentially like a desk chair with wheels.
Interesting.
And there were like little buttons you would push there when you wanted to order food and stuff, and they would bring it to you at the table in the movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
I only went there the once and I don't remember it super well because unfortunately they do pitchers of beer.
Slay.
I also do not remember the movie that we went to see.
Fun.
Which is fine because I didn't really care about the movie anyway. A bunch of people were like, "We're going to see this." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." It was Green Room with, I want to say, Matt Damon. Something warish. Don't do it. War. I don't know. I my eyeballs perceived it technically, but I have no recollection of it.
Oh God, this just reminded me. When I was dating my stupid ex-boyfriend who lived in Virginia, I went down to visit him and we went to one of those movie theaters that has like, it was like a long table type deal and you would get like, and you could order food. And I was not 21 at the time, but they had like a Clockwork Orange themed cocktail and I was like, oh, this sounds so fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see that, like, more themed cocktails. People love those things.
Yes, that shit is fun.
Like when we saw the traveling show of Beetlejuice, and they had those like green cocktails.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So I think
like, yeah.
I think there are things you can do here, even with the time, even with both time limits, with the 30 minutes or with a week.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the restrictions, like you're not SOL, you know?
Yeah, no. I mean, I honestly would probably still do the loophole thing because I don't like having to make choices under pressure.
That's fair. I mean, I don't love it either, but
I mean, it's not the fun response, but it is the smart response.
I would agree. Are there any fun responses that we're not thinking of, though?
No, I mean, I think we've largely covered the fun ones. I did think about, like, does it have to be like an item, because honestly, my first thought was, can I donate it to charity?
Which is a wonderful
Because
thought.
that, like, when I first read this, I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to figure out what to spend it on. I need a house and I can't spend it on that. It's like, well, people are starving. Can I just like give it and have them distribute it and feed people? But I was thinking about like similar lines, maybe starting a cat rescue or something like that.
That'd be nice.
Because I feel like that would be very fulfilling, you know,
Mhm.
and then you get to pet all kinds of kitties all the time and help
Yeah.
find them homes.
Aw.
And that would make me so happy.
I love that.
So to me, that's a fun answer.
Yeah, honestly. Very good. Oh, you know what else I'd buy? I'd buy a boa constrictor. I would buy a Sun Glow boa constrictor. They're like $10,000
Too big.
and give it the best setup imaginable.
Yeah, that's the thing. You gotta have space.
Mm-hmm.
Too big.
So
You have to have like it has to have its own room in your home.
yeah,
I will stick with my small noodles.
that's fair. Okay. Nope. Bring that one to a close. And now for our final question. This is another one that I stumbled across. I think I stumbled across the last one on Instagram, and the same is true for this one. Would you rather become the same size as your cat or cats, or have your cat/cats become the same size as you? Discuss.
I think this one's a no-brainer. Because if you became the same size as your cats, that would make your life very difficult.
It would make your life incredible. Here's the thing, though. It would make your life incredibly difficult, but can you fucking imagine a me-sized Oliver?
That's kind of scary.
Isn't it?
Well, I mean, I think overall, like, yeah, you couldn't drive a car anymore,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, your life would cease to function in the way that it currently does.
This is true.
Now, that is not,
Kyle says no large cat, please.
yeah, no, and obviously, the extent to which a human-sized cat is concerning, very much.
Yeah, he kind of has a good point. Oh no, I couldn't go to work. How
But then-
horrible.
But then how are you going to like feed yourself? And, you know, like, that's the thing. You couldn't make money anymore. I guess you'd have to be like a kept man or kept woman or kept person,
Yeah,
like a cat,
kind of.
because yours would be about as helpless as a cat, but you do have thumbs, so we'd still have that going for you.
There is that.
But I think it very much depends on the cat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's all going to be problematic because even the nicest cats are still cats.
Mm-hmm.
But like Nyx, oh, she's asleep right here. You just can't see her. It's like I knew she was nearby. Like Nyx being human sized, she would drive me insane because she always wants attention,
Mhm.
right? And so having a big version of that would be problematic. But she is very well behaved. Even
Yeah.
if she gets curious about a thing that she shouldn't be doing, I just go Nixie, and she looks at me and stops like sniffing at whatever it is.
Yeah, Oliver
Like-
doesn't do that. He's not like that.
Yeah. Right? And so then you have other cats.
I love him to death and would both kill and die for him, but he is a naughty boy at the best of times.
Oh, I was gonna say a menace.
Yeah, he is a menace to society, and I cannot fucking imagine the shit that would go down in this house if Oliver was the same size as me.
I was just picturing in my head how he would react if he were human sized, like, and had greater access to door frames than he currently does. Because like he could reach them higher.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so we're when we say like you size, we're talking about like you on all fours, right?
Yeah, approximately.
Okay,
Or
so
that
it's not
was
like
my assumption.
it's not like he's on all fours and his back is up to your eyes. That's
No.
very different.
No, that's too much.
But still, think about all the things right now you can reach that he can't. That would stop.
Because, like, and also, like, he's
Unless it
got a
requires
tail,
thumbs. Oh god, that's gonna knock everything over.
and he doesn't have control of said tail, like conscious control.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes! Especially him, because he's got a freakishly long tail.
Yeah, we can't have that. We measured that tail. I remember it was on I think it was at like the very outer end of whatever the normal tail length was, because it was like a range we found, and then it was like whatever the highest number on that range was. So it was technically not abnormal. That's my recollection. But like it's too much tail. He has too much tail.
It's a lot.
We don't need more of that. I mean, they basically be like lions or tigers.
Pretty much.
Not quite that big, but you know. I'm just thinking about this because I was at the zoo, you know, last week, and was like this close to lions. I mean, there was like the thick plexiglass or whatever, but they were like up against it, and I was
perhaps
just looking
like
right
cheetah sized.
Yeah,
they're a little more compact. Like
yeah,
a jaguar.
Yeah, one of those like real fast cats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, so definitely like again, Nyx would be more annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But she would be well behaved, and so I'm not concerned about that. Luna, on the other hand, lives to find trouble. That is her goal in life. She looks around, tries to find things that she knows she should not be touching, that she should not get into. And so if she's bigger, she can get into more things.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think my nerves can handle that.
That's fair.
She has been, so as I've been working on these like organization projects and stuff, I've had like, you know, like the big garbage bags out as I've been like, you know, filling them up with like, oh, okay, here's some clothes I'm going to take to donate and write some stuff that needs thrown out.
Mm-hmm.
She has been throwing up pieces of blue plastic because she has chewed through the handles on those garbage bags.
Disgusting.
Yeah. And I can't, like now I've learned I cover them up. Like I don't just tie off the bag. I have to sit things on top of it to cover the handles up when I, you know, quit for the day. Cause yeah, she'll just continually chomp on them right in front of me. And I'll say, hey, stop doing that. And she'll look at me and then continue making eye contact as she chomps.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
No,
Standard
we don't need a bigger
activity.
version of that. Right now, she's only less of a menace because she weighs 7 pounds and I can just pick her up with one hand and do whatever I feel like with her. But if she's my size,
no longer an option.
That's a problem. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to stop her as easily. Actually, and probably not at all, because as she gets bigger, so do her claws.
So, like,
although she's never intentionally scratched, but
that's fair. I think for the sanity of my housemates, I would have to become the same size as Oliver, and we would just have to work around that somehow.
Yeah, no, there's no way. There's too many repercussions for your whole life.
That's fair.
If you get that small. There's so many things you can no longer do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do see where you're coming from. I just...
Like, literally none of my hobbies.
He's already such a problem.
I couldn't do a single one of my hobbies if I were that size.
Yeah.
Your hands wouldn't be big enough to, like, do nearly... You can't use a video game controller. You can't knit or crochet or do cross stitch or any of those things because your hands are too small. Right? Like, most things you enjoy doing, you could no longer do.
All right, Kyle, I think the boy's going to have to get to become giant. I'm so sorry.
And you just have to learn to adapt to that. You'd find ways around it.
I suppose we would.
Just like, you know, when you first... Just like when you first got him and you had no idea what you were getting yourself into and had to adapt. Yeah. Like, probably didn't imagine you would have to, like, keep your bathroom door closed and stuff like that.
But the hair... Yeah.
Yeah. What's more hair?
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
The hairs would be much longer. Ooh, giant whiskers. Finding out the
Giant-
giant whiskers.
We could turn him into a sideshow attraction, though, or like a roadside attraction, and be like, "Come see
Yeah.
the giant cat." So he could finally be earning his keep. Come
It's a
see the
shame he
giant
wouldn't be
cat.
big enough to ride.
He'd probably be big enough for like a small child to ride.
Yeah. But I mean, like you, right? Like it'd
Yeah.
be cool if you could ride your own cat, but yeah.
That would rock.
They'd have to be bigger. Yeah. But yeah, sure. I mean, definitely little people, small children, basically anybody under like a certain weight could probably pull it off. I don't know what that weight is. I'm no biologist. I don't know about the structural integrity of cats.
Yeah, I can't say I have the answers either. Okay, do we have anything further to say about this? Because frankly, I could go on at length about the issues I would encounter if Oliver were to become the same size.
I mean, I think you do have to consider some of the practical things.
Mhm.
Like, it's going to cost way more to feed them.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God, the litter boxes.
Gross.
You have to train them to use the toilet. There's no other way.
Yeah, okay.
But yes, I too could continue, but I don't think we need to.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Oh, wait, nope, we got a comment. Yeah, this is not happening. Well, good thing it's a hypothetical. Okay. I think that's going to bring us to the worsening for the evening.
Mhm.
Let us begin the meditation.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
Listen, cue ball, you're only making it worse.
Thanks, that even makes it worse.
It's worse than you know.
It usually is.
I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
That's the worst goodbye I've ever heard. And you stole it from a movie.
How marvelous.
How are you worse this week, bestie? What do you got for me?
I started picturing how big the cat toys would have to be.
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
And then imagining them batting around a mouse. That's like... Anyway. That's why I was laughing. Because I have great mental images now. Yeah, so a lot of the same things, video games, anime, continuing all those types of things, continuing building my tiny houses and all that.
What's your current anime of choice again? Remind me.
I've been going through a bit of a I don't know if phase is the right word, but I've been watching a lot of like shorter anime series that I keep seeing pop up at Comic-Con because I'm curious as to what they are.
Mm-hmm.
So it's mostly stuff that has like one season here or there. So I've watched a bunch. Like I watched Delicious in Dungeon. I watched Sakamoto Days. I watched something called Uncle from Another World, which was interesting.
Sure, why not?
The one I'm watching currently is one of those ones that has a stylized title, and I'm not sure how you're supposed to say it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to call it Starting Life in Another World and
Sure.
just skip some of the parts. So it's interesting. It has hour-long episodes.
Huh, that's kind of rare.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it does seem like they're really just two shoved together because every episode title is like blah, 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 / blah, blah, blah. But that's the way they're put together. So I don't know. So yeah, I did watch K-pop Demon Hunters.
You told me about that last week.
Oh yeah, because I brought it up when I mentioned Digital Circus too. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So all that continues. But I was at Nickel City Comic Con over the weekend.
Yay.
So yeah, that was a good time. Went to a few panels, got to see Sean Astin.
Nice.
That was an absolute nightmare. They have Nickel City twice a year, and we every single time. And typically the panels aren't that crowded. So if it's somebody who's like really well known, like Sean Astin, we're like, oh, just be there like 15 minutes early. We'll still get a seat that's like toward the front, whatever. We got there 20 minutes early, and the line was like out of the room, wound its way through the convention center.
Oh, geez.
And So my friend got online and I went to kind of like scope out, see what was going on. Every seat was already full. They had people lining the walls. And so they took a bunch of time just like figuring out strategically where they could put people and bringing in a few people at a time and telling them exactly where to stand. The dude had those light up sticks,
Ha!
traffic controllers.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh, they must have known it was going to be bad, and they should have done a bigger room. Otherwise, why would that guy even have those things?" And I'm like, I like to believe that guy carries those around with him every single day, waiting for his
Just
moment.
in case.
And when he saw how many people there were today, he was like, "The time has come."
A beautiful headcanon.
Yeah. So it was. I actually used that term. I was like,
No
and that's what I
shit!
like to- I did, yeah. It meant nothing to the person I was talking to, but I
Fair
did
enough.
anyway. So we thought we weren't going to get in. We did get packed in. We got, waved to our spots with the lighted stick and everything. And, it was interesting. I meant to Google this to confirm. He 100% has ADHD because somebody asked him what he liked to do in his free time. And he listed off like 30 things. He's like, "Oh, I do this sometimes, I do that sometimes. So then I got really interested in this and I want to learn about this." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's what it's like in my head." But anyway, so that was good. And there was a mini Buffy the Vampire Slayer like vampire reunion of evil vampires. Of the people that played Spike, Darla, and Drusilla. Which I've never seen James Marsters in person. I was very happy to finally see him in person, so that was fun.
Nice.
But yeah, it was a good time as per usual. Tried not to buy many things, but I bought a bunch more minifigures, so at least those don't take up a lot of space.
Okay.
They started making more power armor minifigures,
Ooh, that's kind of fun.
and so yeah, I had to expand my collection. Because they had like, Nuka-Cola. They also had Vim power armor.
Okay, deep cut.
Yeah. Actually 2 different colors of the Vim power armor, which was interesting. They technically had the Sugar Bomb power armor. I did not get that because sugar was misspelled. It was AE instead of AR.
Don't like that.
Yeah. So I got that. But then they also had Brotherhood armor and Enclave armor.
Nice.
So I bought a whole bunch of little power armors. There was a Vault Tech paint one. Anyway. So yeah, just got a few things like that. So that was nice. That's why this is a Buffy the Vampire Slayer t-shirt. That
I was wondering what that was. I knew I hadn't seen that one before.
Yeah. I've had this for so many years and I had gotten it out because I was like, oh, maybe I'll wear it, since we're going to the panel. And then I was like, this thing is so old, I don't want to, yeah. But it says, "I'm the thing monsters have nightmares about."
Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like an ancient t-shirt that I usually only wear to bed, but it was still sitting out. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So yeah, that, and I don't know if this counts as worsening, but I sort of mentioned, got a bit of a project going in here.
I think that counts.
Yeah, because it's been a little chaotic in here, mostly off frame. I try to keep at least this portion clean for,
Very nice.
pods and meetings and stuff like that. So usually I try to push off the chaos. But I bought an actual 3D printer stand.
Very
which
nice.
Didn't used to exist.
Wow.
For not my most recent printer, or the one before it, which is massive, I had to buy some random cheap desk on Amazon that sort of fit it. And so when I got my newest one, I had sat that on that table, and then I've had printers just sitting on the floor with nowhere to go. So I was like, I can't take this anymore. So I bought an actual 3D printer stand that's the perfect size for my fancy printer.
Love it.
And the other 3, I'm going to set up in the basement.
Okay.
I have it so that desk that I bought for my giant ass Cobra, it's going to go on that desk in the basement. And the same with the resin printer and my first tiny little printer.
Aw.
Because I just don't use them nearly as often. Like 95% of the time, I'm using the Bamboo. Bambi. Its name is still Bambi.
Love it.
And so now it's set up on this fancy printer stand that holds 60 rolls of filament.
Holy
So now I'm organizing all my filament. And you know what? It doesn't all fit. But I still have the racks
God.
I still have the filament racks that I made on the wall here. So at least all of it has somewhere to go. I had to do a lot of debating to decide because it's always been like right here next to my desk, and I put it over there.
Ooh.
Which is kind of nice. I can look directly into the machine, which is cool. Unfortunately, the outlet over there is worked by the light switch. So, but I did 3D print a thing a couple years ago that I can flip up that prevents the switch from being put down, so I don't accidentally turn it off in mid print.
That's smart.
So yeah, and I've been going 3D printer crazy and preparing my whole Scottish wall over here with all my little peg things, which I think I mentioned that I made my laptop thing.
You did.
Yeah. I just remounted it today because I 3D printed a new mounting system, and you can see my controller hanging on it there. The angle is not working there. Nope. Why is that so hard when it's backward like that? Like if I'm looking at it, easy. If it's trying to do it by looking in this, that's weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I have been just printing lots of things and working on this, and right before we started, I had to move a whole bunch of stuff that was behind me and just shove it over that way as much as possible. But yeah, it's been going for a while. Still a lot to do, but definitely made some big changes in here, and it's very nice. There's like nothing over here now. It's like empty.
That's amazing.
But yeah, I have to figure out what to do with all of my various wall arts. Oh, which actually, I just stacked a bunch of them over here until I get everything in its final place and know what wall is available, you know? But, so I think I've mentioned before that when I see an Over the Garden Wall print at a con, I purchase it.
As you should.
Although I did technically break that rule. I did see one more at this past con, and I was like, I don't like that. I don't know why they drew them that way, but Greg's face was so creepy.
You hate to see it.
But I did, so this isn't from this past weekend, but
Aw, that's so
this
cute.
this I got at Niagara Falls Comic Con. I love the way, it's hard to do this without glare, the way they drew Greg.
Adorable.
Oh, this is the one I got this past weekend.
Cute.
Yeah, so I got that, and then I got the one that says It's a Rock Fact, and then the original one that I got.
Amazing.
So I have 4 now. I got them all framed the other day.
Amazing.
I'm going to hang them all together somewhere once I get this all figured out. But
that is adorable. I love it.
yeah, I thought that was super cute. I got real excited when I saw it. But yeah, I would say I feel like there's something important I'm forgetting, but I can't think of what it is. Perhaps it'll come to me.
Okay. I kind of have my usual, the Tomodachi madness continues. No major updates though. Actually, who was it? There were 2 people that were beefing on my island that are now ex-friends. Scully was one of them.
Ooh.
And Henry from Eraserhead. They are now ex-friends.
Ex-friends.
Yeah.
Ex-friends.
But I think that's the only big Tomodachi update. I haven't done any like big creations for her. Like I haven't done any like drawings for Tomodachi in a little while. My musical theater, my like returning musical theater madness also continues. I finally listened to the most recent musical that my favorite composer released in 2025. It's called Three Houses. I listened to that today, and it was really, really good. I have listened to the Ride the Cyclone album almost every day since discovering it. And for the uninitiated, Ride the Cyclone is a musical about a roller coaster disaster.
I was gonna say, am I supposed to know what that is?
Nope. No, it's like the quickest possible overview I can give you is that 6 teenagers are killed when a roller coaster flies off the tracks in Saskatchewan, and the whole musical takes place while they are in limbo, being asked to kind of like essentially sing for their lives by like a fortune teller machine. Like, think the fucking thing from Big with Tom Hanks.
Oh yeah, I love those things.
So that's the basic concept, and it is an absolute banger. And if I ever get the chance to see a production of it, holy shit, I'm taking it. But
Cool.
so yeah, lots of theater listening going on. I have a movie recommendation for everybody. Kyle and I watched this movie called The Fall, and it was from 2006, and Lee Pace was in it, and it is so fucking good. Everyone, do yourself a favor, go in blind. You are gonna have the best time. I loved this movie so much.
That's pre-pushing daisies.
Yeah, he is smoking. Lovely Pace. And I think the biggest way that I'm worse this week is now, in addition to having watched, I think, all of the Jackass movies, I have started the show.
Okay.
There is something that maybe this is like low class or whatever, but there truly is something so entertaining about just watching people be stupid for the sake of being stupid. Like, it's so innocent in its idiocy in some ways. Like, yes, it's like mature content, but like there's this kind of childlike impulse of like, let's just see what happens. And I find it so enjoyable to just watch men getting hurt.
It's mature in the sense that children shouldn't watch it, but it's very immature.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's been quite a while since I watched any Jackass content. I mentioned this last week, but like, I think probably the last time I watched it was around when the first or second movie came out. I think I saw the second one. I don't remember. Whenever that was.
Sure.
Would have been the last time. So, bless you.
I heard that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Luna came walking in like a minute or two ago, and I like, I think was imagining her like bigger, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh god, that's terrifying.
But yeah, I have
Easy lady.
really been enjoying Jackass.
By the way, definitely at least the first episode of the show I'm with Busey is on YouTube. I started watching it. I assume the others are on there as well. It's only like one season of half-hour episodes, like 13 of them, I think.
Okay, noted.
But I started watching the first one and just like, man, even just the intro made me travel back in time 20 years ago. More than 20 years ago, actually.
Wow.
So that was great. And as I mentioned in a text to you, because I did talk about this. Oh, maybe that was the stream last week. We were talking about this.
But you did mention this to me. Did you figure out the name?
I think I'm almost positive I did, because I was continuing to Google. And again, I think it was the stream last week. So I was trying to find, in case people, didn't tune in, I was trying to find this Chinese romantic comedy that I had seen in college, so like 20 years ago, that I barely remember. And I've periodically over the past 20 years tried various forms of Googling to find it, and I haven't been able to find it. Now, I was doing this after the stream last Thursday, and I hit upon a movie where the name of it just immediately hit my brain like, this is it. Like, I knew nothing else about it, but I heard the name. I have since started to doubt myself and thought, like, is it just one I came across when I was doing Googling previously, and that's why it stuck in my head? But I don't think that's the case based on the description, because the description says It's about a relationship between two people whose lives are essentially just a series of meet cutes, which is what I was talking about. They kept meeting each other, is what I said. So I think that's it. I think it's this movie called Be There or Be Square.
I love it.
Yeah. The problem is, so apparently it was like, it got like awards and stuff, and it was like a really well-known movie when it came out. I want to say it was in like 1998 or something like that in China. It is not available anywhere online except in Chinese, and there are no subtitles.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, I did a lot of digging, and a lot of people were asking, how to find it as well. It's not like you can't like even buy a copy or anything like that online. So, yeah, I have no way to see it. I did watch a little bit of it in Chinese just to see if the images were familiar. But I think it's been too long.
Oh no.
But anyway, I think I did solve the mystery.
I'm glad you at least did that. And actually, you just reminded me. I want to pitch something to you right now before we bring the podcast to a close. Because tomorrow is our last movie for our what wound up being a month's worth of anime movies. We're talking about Interstellar tomorrow, Interstellar 5555. But we've done a lot of Japanese movies on the podcast, on the stream, because we've done so many anime films. But we've never done a live action Japanese movie. So I was thinking we could do Chinese movie month, Korean movie month, and Japanese movie month.
We've done live action Japanese.
Yes, we have. We did One Cut of the Dead. Forgot about that. But other than that, that's pretty much all we've done. So I propose that to you now. We do 3 months of exploring Asian cinema.
That's a possibility. We'd have to look into what is available.
Yes, of course. So that is my idea. But for now, we are finishing out our month's worth of anime movie streams with Interstellar 5555 tomorrow at 8. So tune in for that. What else we got going on? We've still got our deal going on with the Bull and Bee. You can go to thebullandbee.com and use code MONSTERMEAD at checkout for $5 off your online mead order. I personally recommend the Midas. And I think I forgot to ask about someone is setting off fireworks. It has begun.
Yeah. The time is nigh.
I forgot to ask about Defen and Regrettable Reviews. So I don't know the status of Defen on Friday, nor do I know the status of Regrettable Reviews this coming Tuesday. I don't think there's Regrettable Reviews this Tuesday. I'm pretty sure they just did Starship Troopers. I could be wrong, but I tried. And then we've got our 250th episode coming up on August 4th. That is going to be featuring Johannes Eckerstrom. And that just reminded me, I forgot something for my worsening. So the band Avatar has finally put their trading cards up on their merch site, and they did a deal. If you get 10 packs, you get a little discount. So I got 10 packs, and here's how my collection's coming along. So we got these. This is my base set that I'm attempting to build. And then here's all of my duplicates that I will be trading with other fans that I find on the internets. So almost forgot that. But yeah, so 250th episode, August 4th. Details about that to come as we get closer. But other than that, business as usual. Anything else we'd like to add before we close out for the night?
No.
All right.
I was going to tell a tale, but perhaps I can save it since we're done. I can save it for a later time.
I love a tale. Okay. As always, thank you for fighting with us, friends. We appreciate each and every single one of you, and we'll be back again next week for more fights. We will see you then. Adios, everybody.
This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly and Dr. Sarah Brooks. You can find other episodes of the podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your other favorite listening platform. Catch us live on Twitch every Wednesday and Thursday. You can subscribe to our Twitch channel to watch our live broadcast without ads, or donate to our Patreon for ad-free access to our entire library of past episodes and streams, as well as fun bonus content. Fighting with Friends is a member of the Eclectic Cult Media Network. Check out the links in the description for more episodes from us and from all of the shows on the network. Thanks for listening.